Hi folks, I welcome you back to Global Education Zone, and in this video I'm going to be dealing with computer virus. So basically, what is a computer virus? Now, a computer virus, there are different ways of seeing a computer virus. You can see it as that malicious software that just comes into your computer and you just don't know where it comes from and just kind of disrupt everything you are going to do. So that's basically what a computer virus is. So you can also see it as that subtle, it's very subtle. It's you don't even know that it's even present. You can't see most observable any observable thing, and then just like that on a particular day you just see that it just wipes off your storage, it wipes everything on your phone, and that interesting movie that you wanted to watch, and you're like, geez. So basically, all these are the effects of virus, and they are basically bad things that virus do to us. So, and that is one way we know them. We know them because of their effects. You know, they are very harmful to us. But what are these virus, in fact? So what are they? So a computer virus is a computer program. It's a program. You get it now. It's a program. It's not just a bacteria. It's not a virus. It's not a fungi. It's not an infection. It is a computer program. You get it. So now it is, but it's this time around it's a malicious program. So it's a bad program that has been designed, that has been written specifically to do harm to users' computer. So and it can replicate itself and spread from one computer to another and to interfere with computer programs. So that is what a computer virus is. Now there are different types of viruses. There's one which is known as a Trojan horse. Now this Trojan horse, it is very deceptive. It's a Trojan horse. It has the appearance of having a useful function. But after installing it, you will see that it's actually deleting files, doing some unexpected and unanticipated things. So, and it may advertise its activity after launching. And this information is not apparent to the user. So beforehand. So, and the program will secretly be performing some undesired function. So that's what's called a Trojan horse. Then we also have the worms. So these worms, it's a program that makes and facilitates from one disk. So it facilitates, it kind of like moves from one disk to another. So it facilitates the distribution of copies of itself. For example, from one disk drive to another. So these worms, they are often all these ones that all these files that are transferred from one another very fast. So maybe across the internet, when you're trying to share, when you're trying to collect apps or videos from maybe another computer, and then there's one file that you didn't pick, but it just shares itself automatically. So that's kind of like a worm. It shares very instantly, automatically. So and it worms, and the worms will do damage to the or compromise the security of the computer. So it shares very fast. That's one difference between viruses and worms. The worms are basically made to be shared. So they are made to be copied from one computer to another, and they are like all these email. There are some email viruses that often come with email extensions. So basically, then we also have the boot sector virus, and it's a kind of virus which attaches itself to the first part of the hard disk that loads when the computer is turned on. So that's kind of what's known as the boot sector virus. It's kind of like it attaches itself to the boot module of the computer. So and it's often spread by floppy disk. That's for boot sector virus. Then we also have the macrovirus. This macrovirus is kind of a virus that is used in other applications. So that's why it's called a macrovirus. It's a virus that uses a bigger applications. So and it uses applications macro programming language to distribute itself. So and they infect documents such as Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, and so on and so forth. So they infect all these they infect files from big applications. We also have the memory resident virus. So these memory resident viruses, they are viruses that reside in a computer's volatile memory, and then they are initiated from a virus and which runs on the computer, and they stay there. They stay there in memory while the computer programs are being run. So they are still in the memory, and they're actually quite they are ones that are actually quite difficult to get rid of. So they are because they are in memory and they consume space. They also have the rootkit virus. So the rootkit virus is an undetectable virus which attempts to allow someone to gain control of a computer system. So the term control, when we talk about the term control, it's talking about that the person can be able to control your screen, control your files, can delete and read, can edit your files. So it often comes from the Linux administrator root user. So that's where the name comes from, because in the Linux operating system there's what's known as a root user. So a root user is a user that has access onto like unlimited access to most features that normal users don't have. So these viruses, they are actually installed by Trojan horses. We also have the polymorphic virus. So it's not only um, divide itself, it not only replicates itself, but it also creates multiple files of itself. It also changes its digital signature. So basically, it's a kind of file that, as it copies itself, it gives itself a unique and random signature. So that's the signature that would have been used to decipher it. So you can't just use one to know the other. So they are not similar. It multiplies randomly, and it creates clones of itself that are different from it. So we also have the logic bomb or time bomb. So this logic bomb or time bomb, they are basically viruses. They are very intelligent and they are set to load on a particular date. So once it's, for example, if you have a time bomb of 12th of December, so once it is 12th of December, that virus is going to load on your computer directly without any need for being to be opened. So you get it. So it just loads depending on the time. So there are programs that's designed to initiate at a specific time or date. They also have the multipartite virus, and this virus is spread in multiple ways. So it may vary actions depending upon the operating system and the presence of certain files. So we also have the F80 virus, and this is called file allocation table virus. So what this does is the part of it affects the file allocation table, which is the part of the disk that is used to store all information about the location of files. So basically, that's part of the disk that stores the location of files and it is used in file retrieval and file storing. So basically, an effect of this is that this kind of viruses, they affect the opening and the saving of files. So they also have the directory virus. So it's the directory virus is a virus that infects the directory of a computer by changing the path that indicates the location of a file. So when you are trying to get that file again, you will not be able to get it because the password have been changed. So these are directory files that affect the location of files, and it kind of makes it confusing. That unless you do a deep search for your files, you might not find them anymore in your computer. So these are different viruses and they are different actions. So you can see that all of them have undesirable effect. None of them is desirable. So there are different examples. There is examples of virus. There is Cbrain. So we also have the MacMag, the Cascade, Jerusalem. So these are just examples of viruses that have been made, that have been shared, that have been used over time by malicious hackers and all the rest. So, but now when we talk about all this, you can see that there's nothing desirable about viruses, right? So now let's talk about how can we get rid of these viruses. So we can get rid of these viruses by knowing where they come from, guys. So now, where do they come from? They come from your downloaded program. So when you download when you download software into your computer, some of these viruses they are actually inside the macro programming language of those applications like Microsoft Excel. We also have the cracked software. When you download the cracked software, you stand a risk of downloading a virus as an attachment to it. We also have the email attachments. So when you have an email and something is sent as an attachment, and when you download that email attachment, you can also download the virus inadvertently. We also have the internet-based. So this is the best possible source of virus on the internet. It's very easy. It requires less effort to enter your computers. Just with a click of your on your phone and then or your computer, and then automatically you have it in your computer. We also have the booting from unknown CD, portable drives. So these are the different sources. When you boot from unknown CD, when you have a portable drive and you copy files to your computer from that portable drive, you also stand the risk of getting a virus or infection on your computer. Then finally, we also have the network. So networks is kind of your computer is a home network. You get it. So when you connect a network to another computer, when you network your computer to another one, so that network, a virus can actually be shared through that network. For example, over these days now, I'm noticing that I'm unable to do certain things on my phone. So I plan to take it to your computer professional to check it up for me because I don't know why. Because most of the times when you see there are changes in the things that your phone can do and the phone cannot do, so it could possibly be because of the virus. So that is why we have all these antivirus software. So now this and there, but how do we know that there's a virus? Yeah, your computer can become slow. It can stop doing the things it's supposed to be doing. It can be having strange activity. For example, there was time when I was having a message on my phone that it can't install software again. So I had to kind of format the phone and delete everything again so as to have the phone back to its condition. So that's an example of a virus warning sign. We also have the when it's not booting properly, when the computer is crashing or freezing, and then when another when the the windows, another window is popping randomly on your screen. So you got it. So you unsolicited windows that don't pop on normal conditions. So there are different type of symptoms of virus. But how do we prevent virus infection of our computers? And that's the main part of these videos. So and then there are there are there are there are different ways. So there are the first one we'll talk about is the using of antivirus software. We also have keeping your software updated. We also have being wary of downloads. Be careful with your emails and email extension. Then you also have to update your antivirus software regularly. So and then finally you have to back up your files so on a regular basis. So when you talk about antivirus software, there are different types of antivirus software. There are different examples, and each of them have their different operating system on which they work. So an example of this is McAfee virus scan. We also have the Norton, we have the EASET, we have the AVG, we have the Dr. Solomon's tools kit. So that is another antivirus. You have the Avast, you have the Norton Avera. So these are basically different names of examples of antivirus software. Some of them are compatible with Mac, some are compatible with Windows, some are compatible with and so on and so forth. While some are cross-platform compatible. So they are compatible with different operating systems. So it depends. All you need to do is you go to the internet, you check for the one that's compatible with your computer, and then you download it. So then it will begin to run. And then after downloading your antivirus, you need to update it consistently so that you can be able to keep track of every change that malicious hackers are trying to use to gain unsolicited access into your computer. So basically, this is basically all we are going to cover for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.